Every night the baby woke up and grabbed the Rottweiler's paw. Always the same paw. Always the left one. Stephen thought it was sweet. Then he set up a camera. What he saw made him question everything he thought he understood about his son and his dog. Before you watch, remember to like and subscribe so you don't miss another touching story like this one. And write in the comments where you're watching from and what time it is there. He did it again. Kate was standing in the nursery doorway, her voice soft. Stephen looked up from his coffee. Same paw? Same paw. Stephen walked to the doorway. Noah was 7 weeks old. Blond, solid for his age, his small face relaxed in that particular way newborns had after crying. Completely emptied out, completely at peace. He was lying in his crib in his blue-striped pajamas, his right hand open beside his cheek. His left hand was wrapped around Rocco's paw. The left one. Always the left one. Rocco was a Rottweiler, 120 pounds of black and tan muscle, a head the size of a dinner plate, the kind of dog that made delivery drivers pause at the gate. He was lying beside the crib with his chin on his paws. His eyes were open, fixed on Noah. That left paw extended slightly toward the crib, just slightly, just enough. He always moves it there, Kate said quietly. Before Noah reaches, I've watched him. He shifts position and the paw ends up right where Noah can grab it. Stephen looked at her. You think he does it on purpose? Kate looked at Rocco. I think he does everything on purpose, she said. Stephen's brother called that afternoon. Stephen told him about the nightly ritual. There was a pause on the line. A Rottweiler next to a newborn every night, Stephen. That's not sweet, that's a liability. Stephen didn't answer. He hung up. He looked at Rocco through the nursery doorway, that massive black face. Those dark, steady eyes. He opened his laptop that evening. He searched for Rottweiler aggressive behavior newborn. He closed it after 30 seconds. Not because he wasn't worried, because he couldn't imagine the answer he would find. It always happened the same way. Noah would stir around 2 a.m., not crying, just surfacing from sleep the way newborns did, that restless shifting that meant he was close to waking. Rocco would lift his head, shift his position slightly, extend the left paw toward the crib, and Noah would reach out, eyes still closed, still more asleep than awake, and find it. His small fingers would close around it, and he would go still. Back to sleep within 30 seconds. Every night, same time, same paw. Stephen had watched it happen 4 times from the doorway. Each time he had told himself there was a simple explanation. Each time he had gone back to bed without finding one. He had gotten Rocco from a breeder in Vermont 5 years ago, driven 6 hours each way. Rocco had slept across his lap the entire drive home, already enormous at 8 weeks, already serious in the way that Rottweilers sometimes were even as puppies. 5 years of morning runs. 5 years of that massive head on the couch armrest. 5 years of a dog who had never once done something Stephen hadn't eventually been able to explain. Until 3 weeks ago. Until Noah came home. Have you noticed he never offers the right paw? Kate said one morning over breakfast. Stephen looked up. What? The right paw. He never puts it where Noah can reach, only the left. She paused. I've been watching for a week, always the left. Stephen put down his coffee. He thought about it. She was right. He had assumed it was just positioning, wherever Rocco happened to be lying, whichever paw was closest. But Rocco didn't do things by accident. That afternoon, Stephen sat in the nursery chair and watched Rocco for an hour. The dog was lying beside the crib, his chin on his paws, his eyes half closed, resting. Except His right paw was tucked under his body. His left paw was extended toward the crib, toward where Noah's hand would be in a few hours. Stephen watched for a long time. He didn't say anything to Kate that evening. He ordered the camera instead. He waited 3 more days. Every night the same. Rocco shifting position in the dark, the left paw finding its place, Noah's hand finding the paw. 30 seconds. Still. That night he set it up on the bookshelf, angled toward the crib. He went to bed, set his alarm for 1:30 a.m. When it went off, he opened the footage with hands that felt strange. He watched Noah go down at 9. He watched the house go dark. He watched Rocco settle beside the crib. For 2 hours, nothing happened. Then, at 1:47 a.m., Rocco lifted his head. Noah hadn't moved. Noah hadn't made a sound. Rocco looked at him for a long moment. Then he shifted his position. Slowly, carefully, the way he always moved around Noah, and extended his left paw toward the crib. Not the right, the left, deliberate, specific. 20 seconds later, Noah stirred. His face tightened. His right hand clenched. His left hand reached out, eyes still closed, and found the paw. His fingers closed around it. His face relaxed. He was still. Rocco's eyes stayed open, fixed on Noah, fixed on the small hand wrapped around his left paw. Something passed through his expression that Stephen had no word for, not relief, something older than relief. Stephen sat up in bed. He played it back. Rocco, moving before Noah stirred, not reacting, anticipating, and always, only, the left paw. He played it back 3 more times. He went to the nursery. Rocco looked up when Stephen came in. Those dark, steady eyes. Stephen sat down on the floor beside his dog. He didn't say anything for a long time. He put his hand on Rocco's left paw. He felt it immediately, not pain, not heat, something else. A stillness that didn't match the rest of the dog's body. A quiet that felt wrong. He looked at Rocco. Rocco looked back at him. "Tomorrow," Stephen said quietly. "We're going to the vet." Rocco held his gaze, then turned back to Noah. Still watching. Still waiting. Dr. Avery was thorough, and she didn't rush. She examined Rocco for 30 minutes. She spent a long time on the left paw. She ran a reflex test, then another, then a third. Her face didn't change, but something in her eyes did. She sat down across from Stephen. "Rocco has peripheral neuropathy," she said. "In his left foreleg, it's progressive. It's been developing for some time, probably longer than you've noticed." She paused. "He's losing sensation, in that paw. Slowly, but consistently." Stephen couldn't speak. "How much sensation does he have left?" he asked. "Some," Dr. Avery said carefully. "Pressure, warmth, not much more." She paused. "You said he extends that paw toward the baby every night. Always that one, never the right." Dr. Avery was quiet for a moment. "The left paw is where he can still feel something," she said. "Pressure, contact, when your son holds it." She stopped. She looked at Rocco. "That's the only time he feels that paw at all," she said quietly. "Your son's grip is firm enough, warm enough." She paused. "It's the only moment in the day when that part of him still feels like it belongs to him." The room tilted. Stephen thought about 5 nights of footage, about Rocco moving before Noah stirred, about a 120-pound Rottweiler positioning himself every night with surgical precision so that one specific paw, the one that was going quiet, was exactly where a 7-week-old hand could find it, not protecting the baby, waiting for him. "He's been doing this since we brought Noah home," Stephen said. 3 weeks. Dr. Avery looked at him steadily. "Then he knew before you did," she said simply. Stephen sat in the car for a long time after, his hands on the wheel, not moving. He thought about a dog who had been asking for something every night in the only language he had. He drove home. He went to the nursery. Rocco was in his usual spot, left paw extended, eyes on Noah, waiting. Stephen sat down on the floor beside him. He put both hands on Rocco's face. Those dark, steady eyes looked back at him. "I'm sorry," Stephen said quietly. "I should have understood sooner." Rocco held his gaze, then turned back to Noah. Stephen reached out and wrapped both hands around that left paw. He held it the way Noah held it. Firm, warm. He felt Rocco go still. It wasn't wrong. It was relief. Rocco closed his eyes, just long enough. Kate appeared in the doorway holding Noah. She crouched down and placed him gently between them. Noah's hand reached out immediately, found the left paw, held on. Noah looked at Rocco, then at his own hand, then back at Rocco, like he already knew. Rocco opened his eyes. His tail moved once, slow and steady. "He always reaches for that one," Kate said softly. "Did you ever wonder why?" Stephen nodded. He knew now. He would always know. Did this story touch your heart? If yes, write yes in the comments, like this video, and subscribe to our channel. Would you have noticed what Stephen missed, yes or no? Let us know below. If you like the story, subscribe to this channel and leave a like. Thanks so much for listening. See you in the next video. Have a great day.